In an outburst that has left many fuming, Ed Miliband took to the airwaves to fiercely defend Labour's plan to cut the winter fuel allowance for pensioners. His rant, far from rational, was an unapologetic justification for stripping one of the few remaining lifelines available to millions of elderly citizens battling ever-rising energy costs. Framed as a move to target support at those who need it most, Miliband's defence has been blasted as unhinged and emblematic of Labour's growing detachment from the people it claims to represent. Miliband, speaking with characteristic zeal, insisted that Labour's decision to means-test the winter fuel allowance was the right thing to do in light of a so-called financial black hole left by the Conservatives.
Secondly, let me deal directly with what you asked about winter fuel payment. Rachel Reeves faced a very difficult financial situation. She took the decision that she wanted to concentrate the help on those who needed it the very most, the very poorest pensioners. Now, you can agree with that decision or disagree with that decision, but the reason she's driving forward with take-up of pension credit, we've got hundreds of thousands of pensioners who aren't taking up the pension credit. She wants to spend more money on them so that they can take it up. She's driving forward with that. She's also increasing the basic state pension significantly next April. That's already been announced to help the pensioners just above that level. So yes, it's a difficult decision. Yes, I understand why people have concerns about it, but it's the right thing to do because she wants to target the help on those who need it the very, very most.
Instead of acknowledging the hardships millions of elderly citizens will face this winter, Miliband painted the decision as a noble act of fiscal responsibility. The irony of this is staggering when contrasted with the slew of scandals currently tainting Labour's image. As pensioners are forced to choose between heating and eating, Labour MPs seem to have no such concerns, basking in lavish perks that further expose their disconnection from ordinary Britons. Miliband's defence of the cuts rings even more hollow when juxtaposed with Labour's recent controversies surrounding lavish gifts and donations. In the same breath as Labour claims it can't afford universal support for pensioners, high-ranking officials like Miliband himself have enjoyed luxury freebies, including Glastonbury tickets and theatre seats for themselves and family members. The hypocrisy could not be clearer. While Labour members rub shoulders with the elite at exclusive events, elderly citizens are being told to tighten their belts and brave the cold. This glaring disparity reveals just how far Labour's leadership has strayed from its working-class roots. Adding fuel to the fire is the revelation of questionable donations pouring into Labour's coffers, raising concerns about the party's increasing ties to corporate interests. How can Miliband justify squeezing pensioners while Labour leaders benefit from such financial largesse? These donations have led many to question whether Labour's decisions are truly in the best interest of the public or if they are being swayed by powerful donors with their own agendas. As Miliband goes on about doing the right thing with these cuts, the stench of hypocrisy is impossible to ignore. Instead of standing up for the most vulnerable in society, Labour appears to be positioning itself as yet another party beholden to the rich, while ordinary people are left to suffer the consequences. For a party once championed as the protector of the working class and vulnerable, Labour's recent actions speak volumes. Ed Miliband's rant defending cuts to the winter fuel allowance is not just an isolated moment of poor judgment, it reflects a broader betrayal of the party's values. While Labour's leadership enjoys corporate donations and freebies, pensioners face a bleak winter with less financial support to cope with soaring energy costs. Miliband's impassioned defence might have been intended to present Labour as a party that makes tough choices, but all it has done is confirm what many feared. Labour is out of touch, and the sacrifices being made are by those who can least afford it, while those at the top continue to indulge in the spoils of power. It's clear whose side Labour is on, and it's not the pensioners struggling to keep warm this winter.